All right, here we go. So we are going to make this cuttable or laserable or plasma cuttable or however where you're going to choose to cut it. We're going to make it cuttable so we can make this wonderful creation here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to make myself a new artboard over here. I'm going to click the artboard tool, and I'm just going to drag it out. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do 24 by 18, and that's my artboard. Now I'm going to take this fella here, and I'm going to drop him on top. And I want this to be 11.5 inches tall. Reason being is a lot of the paper that we have is 12 inches, either length or height, and we can fit pretty much everything on just a normal piece of paper. It doesn't need to be an enormous one by any means. Notice when I did that, this was locked, so it automatically changes in proportion. So I go to 12, that automatically changes because it's in proportion. So 11.5, what we're at. And then I'm going to say, okay, how many colors do I have? That's how many sheets I need. So I need one black, pink, red, and white. So it's 4 colors. So I need four sheets. If you need to add one because you forgot a color, it's not a big deal. So I go back into my artboard tool. I hold down Alt and I drag off. So I have 4 more artboards right here. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to select the whole thing by going over the little thing here, hold down Alt. And I'm going to drag off a copy that I'm not going to destroy just in case I screw something up. So here I go. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to say that this pink tongue is the same color as this pink. So I'm going to get rid of everything except for my pink tongue. Now I need these on here because I need to etch on. I need a bunch of stuff here. So I need to keep on a bunch of stuff here. All right, things that I can do is I'm going to take off this pink because there's nothing etched onto that pink, so I know that's there. Then everything else, I can get rid of this because the pink has nothing to do with that. This doesn't have anything to do with pink, but everything else I need to keep on there because I am going to etch that on. All right, and by etching on, it means I'm going to mark it with the laser. I'm not going to cut all the way through. So there is my pink. All right, this one over here is my white, and nothing gets etched on the white, so these just get cut out. So everything else can be deleted. There's my white. Notice my white is off-white, so I can see it. Now I have this red color, and I need to grab both of them. So I select one, I hold down Shift, I select the other one, they're both selected, and I can drag that off, and I can delete this. And again, the reason I did this is that I want to etch on where the tongue goes. You really wouldn't need to do that because you know how it fits on there perfectly, but this just helps out gluing things on, so we're going to leave it there. The last one is the black. Okay, so for the black, I don't need any of these white things on for the black. I don't need, nothing's there. I can drag that off. That gets cut, that gets cut, that gets cut, that gets cut. On this one, I can take the tongue out, but I'm going to hold down Shift just like this and pull this off because I need to know where to etch that on to make it. So we're good to go right there. Now this is black, so I need to know where to etch this on. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of just the black layer because when we're doing this, it helps to glue 2 sheets of paper together because this is paper. It makes it a little bit more sturdy. So I'm going to cram everything together so I can get it all on one sheet of paper here. Hopefully, that's my goal. I don't want to have it all over the place because then I'm wasting paper. I don't want to do that. One thing, if they're small pieces, you don't want them up towards the top because the vacuum and the air assist can blow them all over the place. We don't want to do that. So here we go. Now we got all of our pieces, our parts, we're ready to go. And now we're going to set this up. So remember, to cut, we need a stroke size of 0.001. All right, that's step number one. Later on, we'll do this all in like one step, and we'll go from there. But right now, we'll just have step number one. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to highlight everything again here. I need everything to cut. I need it to be green. Cut through is green. So I have everything set to green. There we go. Now, the things that are getting etched on, I need to change that color to red. I don't want to cut these things out of its head. So I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to select it to be red. And now this is red. Everything's red that needs to be red. Now this pink shouldn't mess up the laser, but anything that's close to red kind of messes up the laser. So I'm just going to change this to a blue color, just so the laser doesn't try to raster it. And I'm just going to remember that it needs to be pink, because I've got my pink version. I know what it looks like, but I need to change that, or else the laser does some weird things. It tries to engrave things when it shouldn't be. All right, the next one, these are just cutting out. So our stroke size is 0.001. And our stroke color, hold down Shift, left click on that. It's going to be green. Mine's already green. There we go. We're going to scroll up here. Zoom in. So 0.001. Stroke color, it's already green. I want this, and I need to change this to red for the stroke. Now these ones, again, they are too close to red, so I'm just going to change them to blue. And when we get to the laser, you'll be able to see if everything's working right. Now these ones over here, a little bit more stuff going on. Highlight all of them. 0.001. And we're going to change it to, let's see, it wants to be red, but I'm going to go to green. All right, and then watch this. I'm going to highlight everything, and I'm going to deselect using Shift everything that I want cut out. So I'm going to hold down Shift, holding down Shift here. I'm going to cut that out, because remember, that's already green, so I only want to change things that need to be etched on. So I need to etch on the pink, and I need to etch on that. And then I can change this to red. And I'm going to change all my red pieces to blue, just so it doesn't mess with the laser. Here we go. We are 100% set up to cut out this rabbit. So, time to head over to the laser. We're going to save this on a flash drive, and we're going to head over to the laser. I'm going to turn this on. And I'm going to go over, turn on my air. I'm going to put this back in the same spot. Go over to our vacuum, turn that on. All right, so our first paper color here is black. So I'm going to slide this up in the corner here. Make sure it's underneath the 12 here. You can check by clicking these buttons. It tells you where it is. So on the Y, we're not close to 12, so we're good to go. This way, we're over 13. So we got to grab ourselves a big sheet of black paper here. that set up. We're good to go. We need to make sure that our settings are set correctly. Remember, we're going to turn off all of our colors except for red and green. Red, we're going to go 2%. Green, we're going to go 30%. Set. And then we're good to go. And we'll press play. It's going to go over. It's going to etch our red areas. It's etching right now. And then it is going to cut out our green. I'm going to fast forward this. And pulling these parts and pieces out, and I'll show them all when they are done being cut. All right, we've got all our parts and pieces off of the laser here, so I'm going to slide everything off here. Hopefully I didn't lose anything on the way to the some eyeballs and parts and pieces, and man, I wonder where my eyeballs are at. Isn't looking good. Oh, they're there. They're my eyeballs. I knew I had them all in here. All right, so we got all of our pieces, and I'm going to start with the bottom. Put them together. These two look the same, but you can see one. Maybe you can see there's etch lines on this one. I know it's pretty hard to see. Yep, there you go. I can see the etch line right there. There's no etch lines on this one, so I know that that one's on the bottom. So put these two together. I want to line them up perfectly. As perfectly as I can. Then I'm going to put a weight on top of them so they don't fall apart. And then I'm going to put it together half at a time so everything stays together here. So here's my mouth. Got this weird pill-shaped eyebrow here. And then the last piece, of course, I dropped it on the floor. Luckily, I was able to find it here and didn't roll over it with my chair. And there we go. There is Cooky. Fantastic. Looks great.